Wait, what? THC drinks at Walmart? All right, so let me break this down. If you know or if you don't know, CBD and hemp products are already on the store shelves at Walmart. Now, not only Walmart, you can go to maybe Target, you can possibly go to Costco. I've even seen CBD products at either CVS, Walgreens, and at some locations of 7-Eleven, I've seen CBD products. So what's going to happen in this space is the beverage space is going to creep in so well that places like Walmart are going to take it on because other places are going to start selling it and it's going to become more of a demand. So if you don't know, Walmart is very similar to Amazon. And what I mean by that is Amazon can see something selling on the website, like selling out. People are coming to the website for this particular product. What they'll do is they'll do the numbers and they'll most likely go and recreate that product and start selling it, maybe for a little cheaper on Amazon. And it's it's documentaries that's reported about this. Companies that have scraped everything together to get things on Amazon, and Amazon essentially going and replicating the product. But I can definitely see Walmart doing the same thing. Now, Amazon kind of plays in the gray area, but Walmart, once things crack off exactly how it needs to, as far as descheduling and or rescheduling, let me not say descheduling. Well, I guess it would be, right? But rescheduling and decriminalization in a lot of these places. So I have three different types of beverages that I'm going to break down and give you a full spectrum when it comes to the possibilities that are out there when it comes to cannabis beverages. Now, most people think of a very, very high percentage of THC when it comes to a beverage, right? So for me, in any space that I'm in, uh, people are looking for a higher dose. Now, you're typically going to find a higher dose on the legacy side. You're not really going to find a higher dose on the regulated side, just because of the compliance and everything of that nature. So, this particular beverage is a beverage that was given to me from the legacy side. Now, this particular beverage has 1,000 milligrams. So we talked about before about, dosing out cannabis and everything like that. So for them to achieve 1,000 milligrams for this single beverage, it's going to take, a few grams, just for instance, depending on the potency. So if they're, I'm just going to aim it up there and say 23% THC. Now they can get something higher or they can get something lower. Now if they're, being cost effective, they're most likely going to use something of a lower grade THC, which means they're going to be using a lot more flower. So if they're using something in a 23% THC, that only falls around 230 milligrams. So they're going to definitely have to significantly add grams in just to pack in for this one drink to achieve that 1,000 milligram number. Now, most people would drink this and be completely done, right? Because 1,000 milligrams is a lot. Like I said, one single gram that you can possibly pick up at the dispensary, in a pre-roll, most pre-rolls are most pre-rolls are 1 gram. And typically 1 gram equals out to 1,000 milligrams. But in THC form, we're going by the percentage of THC that was on the plant. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way down, right? So of course, I've seen drinks out there that have much more than 1,000 milligrams, but 1,000 milligrams is going to be our base point. So this is going to be the highest point. Then we're going to move our way to something in the hundreds. So when it comes to the hundreds, if you're dealing with 500 or 800 or even 300, that's a pretty good range of, potency that you can play with. So this right here is 100 milligram drink. This right here is a purple passion soda. So these two, this one and the other one that I'm going to show, these two work off of the carbonation. This first one here, this one most likely works off of just like a thicker juice base where it's going to attach to the sugar. So this one here, is 100 milligrams. So this will be something more that you will see on the shelves at a dispensary or something like that. Something that you will most likely see at a consumption lounge. So specifically speaking, here in Nevada, this is something you'll see on the shelf at a dispensary or at a consumption lounge. 100 milligrams. I can say someone like, you know, a moderately um, experienced cannabis consumer can sip on this and have a nice mood change and keep it going. Now, this final one that I'm going to go into, this one is the one that you'll most likely see on the shelves at like Walmart or 7-Eleven and something like that. This brand itself, I love it because they go all out when it comes to marketing, when it comes to advertisement. This particular brand, Cycling Frog, you can just look at the packaging and tell, or the presentation and tell that this brand itself goes out. They have the can warmer or cooler, and just look at the design on the label. This thing is just like, look at this. I mean, and this is just one full clean wrap. So this one here is a 5 milligram THC and 10 milligram CBD. So this one here is a seltzer. Uh, we spoke about the difference between beverages. You know, if you're getting like a juice or a seltzer or maybe a coffee or maybe like a smoothie, they all range differently when it comes to, homogenizing with cannabis. But this one is the one that you will see most likely at 7-Eleven or Walmart because of the low dose THC. Places like Walmart, they don't want to take the chance with getting something that's 100 milligrams. They don't want to take it right now. Now, later on, they may. You may see them have an entire section that's cannabis, just similar to the alcohol section. Or similar to the wellness section. They have a whole section that's toothpaste. They may have a whole section that's cannabis. You never know. But this 1,000 milligram beverage is something you will not see on the regulated market. This is something you will see on the legacy market. So the regulated market most likely is going to cap out at 100 milligrams. You most likely, if you do, it'll probably be in very certain situations, like maybe medical, or certain states may offer something in maybe the 300 range. But here in Nevada, 100 milligrams is what you're going to see the highest. But you'll see these low dose beverages throughout a lot of different facilities. So this is what I most likely will see at some of the uh, non-industry, industry adjacent. So let's just call it that, the industry adjacent um, retails. And I say drinks like this specifically because it has somewhat of the balance. So it has the 5 milligrams of THC and the 10 milligrams of CBD. So that's just like a nice little balance of, cannabinoids that can work, right? This is something that my grandmother could drink, and, it wouldn't even nearly send her to a point of regret, right? This 100 milligram is something that she most likely would feel the effects of, where, she wouldn't have to drink the entire thing in order for her to start feeling the effects. This 1,000 milligram is something I would definitely not recommend. I would only recommend this to a more seasoned consumer. So there we have it. Those are the drinks that, in my opinion, the range of drinks that if you are going to get into the space, those are the ranges that you kind of want to play around with and pay attention to. Specifically, I would say aim for this range, just so whoever comes and has interest in your product line know that you can scale it up if need be as far as potency. And you always can, like I said, dial it up. Um, if you can get a hold of some quality uh, flour or quality material, then you will be able to play around in this balance mode when it's CBD. Not necessarily a full on 101, but if you can get like a nice, like I said, 5 milligram THC, 10 milligram CBD, then you're working in that range. You have a nice, you can open up to a lot more people other than specifically the cannabis industry. So this one here, you can start to get into talks with places like Walmart and 7-Eleven This one you will be restricted to the cannabis space because of the high milligram, the high dosage. This one is more for the newer consumer, people that are going to come into this space strictly because it's going to become legal and it's going to become um, uh, rescheduled to maybe a Schedule 3. Right now it's Schedule 1, but it's going to drop to most likely a Schedule 3, which means people are going to come into this space and, they may not want to smoke. They may not want to, eat a full-on edible that's going to throw them over the edge. This is what they are going to go for. I heard something where people that are new to this space, they're gonna feel made way more comfortable going into a 7-Eleven or maybe into a let's just say a Total Wine, or a Lee's Liquor. They're gonna feel more comfortable going into a space like that, picking up something like this versus going into even though it's legal, even though you can walk in and just show your ID, they're gonna feel more comfortable going into a Total Wine versus going into a cannabis dispensary. That's just where we are, right? So it's certain people that, they may feel more comfortable going into a Total Wine versus going into a liquor store, or vice versa. People that may feel more comfortable going into a liquor store versus a Total Wine. You have to open up the range. Before we really had a cap over what we can do, so we really only focused on the industry. The cannabis subculture. But now, since legalization is happening, decriminalization, rescheduling, all of this stuff is happening on the horizon. We want to open up to a wider range. So um, we can't forget where we come from. We have to appreciate where we are currently, but we have to acknowledge where we're going. So make sure you stay tuned. Um, if you're in this space, like I said, shouts out. Hit me up directly if you want any more info on how to, make your infusions that much better. But yeah, we'll keep this thing going. Let me know, inbox me, let me know, uh, what is your favorite cannabis infused drink? Whether, it's a Keef soda, um, maybe it's, what are some other brands out there? Um, Sip, that's a good one, so let me know what's your favorite cannabis drink. We out.